はい、おはようございます。なほです。
Hey, and I'm Matt.
はい、このカモンレディオでは私たちが、運営するオンラインの英語の教育プログラムカモンオンラインについて、英語で語っていくポッドキャストです。今日ですね、またゲストの方をお呼びしております。今日の、ゲストは、ケリーです。
Yeah, Naho, I'm super excited to have Kelly on tonight, and she's staying up late in the UK for us to
Yeah.
join the program. And we've known her for about a year, and just like Krishy, a few days ago, she was actually supposed to participate in our Global English Camp program in Japan last summer. That unfortunately got canceled. But we are so grateful and appreciative to have Kelly on our team for the past 6, 7, 8 months. Not only creating curriculum actually for our Come On Out English website, go check it out. She has some really cool courses on there, and one on travel that's super fun to practice your English. But also, just like everyone else, she was an integral part in creating the curriculum for the Come Online program. So we're super happy to have her.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? Are you tired?
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks again.
Nice room though.
Thank
I
you.
like the
My
decoration. Your room. Looks
Especially
cute.
like those plants. They look really healthy.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep them alive, Matt. Trust me. For you.
Okay. Okay. If you can introduce yourself a bit.
Yeah. My name is Kelly. I'm from San Francisco, California, and I graduated from UC Berkeley with a major in English literature. And now I'm in the UK getting my master's in education and international development at the University of Bristol. And yeah, some of my hobbies are random facts about me. I love traveling and reading and writing and having new experiences. Yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, and congrats. I mean, it's later now, but congrats on graduating and moving across the world to start more school.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you've got to travel at least, even though otherwise we can't. You got to travel to a new place for school.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you graduated from University Berkeley and then moved to Bristol for graduate school. And what's the situation like out there, and how are you adapting to remote learning and lifestyle?
So the UK is actually in lockdown yet again. COVID is fairly bad here just because there's a new variant of COVID. But with that being said, I think this last semester and then this semester was essentially entirely online. But it hasn't been too bad. Obviously, it would be great to be in a classroom environment, but just the classroom setting is still interactive, and you get to know your peers via social media or messaging them on Microsoft Teams. So it's still nice.
I haven't heard of schools using Microsoft Teams. That's what you guys are using?
We're using 5 different platforms. We're using Blackboards. Some teachers use Blackboard for lectures and posting all of the course content. And then some teachers will just say, actually, no, we're just going to do Zoom today. We prefer Zoom. And then other teachers will kind of throw you into groups on Microsoft Teams. So it's a little scattered, but honestly, the variety makes it possibly slightly more interesting. So yeah.
So it's different, depends on the teachers.
Yeah, it just depends on personal preference. Some teachers really want to see your face, and so they're more inclined to use Zoom, and they'll make everyone turn their cameras on. And sometimes other teachers don't really want to prod and bother students because I think they're trying to be sensitive of circumstances, and they just kind of leave them alone. But yeah, dependent on teachers.
Yeah, that's how it's like here too in our school district, and some teachers require it and some don't. And I get both angles, because sensitive to privacy, but also how can you engage students if you don't see them? And
yeah, it's hard because I have some mornings where I'll wake up at 8 a.m. for class, and I'm so over it, and I'm really happy that I'm not required to turn on my camera because I can, make my coffee and kind of walk around. And then other times I'll be like, oh my God, everyone turn on your camera. Like, this is so boring. Come on. So both sides.
well, it sounds like you're fulfilling one of your hobbies of trying new experiences via different remote learning platforms.
Exactly.
Well, we at Come Online, of course, require videos because that's such a big part of it, is seeing each other and connecting with each other. Oh, question.
Yeah, we got a question. What do you think the key to make interactive class online?
Do you want me to answer that? Or
Oh, yeah, you got
it. I honestly, I do think having everyone turn on their camera and kind of facilitating group discussions is pretty essential. Also doing interactive features like polls or using the whiteboard, just certain elements that make students feel like they're involved virtually, I think makes a really big difference. So yeah.
It's huge. I couldn't agree more. And actually, Kelly, if I may say so, since we've worked with you for some time and I've seen you in action teaching, you're a fantastic teacher and really great at doing that with your students. But part of the reason why is I think you already have had quite a bit of ESL teaching experience, right, before?
Yeah, so after I graduated from Berkeley, I moved to Thailand for 1 year to teach English, which was amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah, which part of Thailand did you live?
I was living in Chiang Rai, which is the northernmost province.
Close to Chiang Mai.
Yes, close to Chiang Mai. It borders Myanmar and Laos. It's called the Golden Triangle because it,
Yeah. I used to live in Thailand a couple of years ago.
Really? Where?
Khao Lak.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a south, so.
I love the South. The beaches are amazing. I'm so jealous.
You ever been to Phuket? South?
I actually haven't because I've heard that it's quite touristy. But I've been to other parts. Have you been to Koh Lipe?
I know the name, but I've never been to Koh Lipe.
Yeah, or Koh Phangan or Koh Tao, Krabi, those places. Yeah.
Now you're just making me jealous, all these places.
Naho, can you speak Thai?
นิดหน่อยค่ะ
ดีมาก
ดีมาก Do you speak Thai, Kelly?
นิดหน่อยได้
โอ้เก่งมาก
แล้ว
Yeah, we should practice Thai together.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Chai.
I'll join, but only if we can eat Thai food at the same time.
Even better. Matt, yeah, you can I was gonna say you can teach us Japanese, but I'm the only one here who doesn't know Japanese, so
No.
Yes, Robert, I'm down.
I cannot teach though.
You and I can teach together, don't worry.
Yeah, but I realized when I was in Thailand, they are very energetic to learn other languages. And because they're very friendly and they're always like trying to help other people. So yeah, that's something I learned from
Thai culture is very they're so like the hospitality in Thailand is just amazing. It really just I have yet to encounter it to that same degree elsewhere in the world. But I also haven't been to Japan yet, so
yeah, we are shy,
Yeah. I think Thai people are shy as well, but they're also like very curious. If
Yeah.
You kind of have to be the one to initiate the first conversation, and then Thai people really open up and they're really excited to talk to you, which is always fun. So yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if it's the same in Japan, but
I can say, because I guess I'm the tourist that's been to both. I haven't lived that long in either. I've experienced it in both places so much. Japan has that, my favorite word, omotenashi, welcoming culture. And Kelly, what you said about Thailand and, not having such a great experience always and people being welcoming, it's the same in Japan. In my experiences, everyone has different experiences, but now we just talking about travel. Now we all want to travel while we're stuck here at home.
I know I could sit on this podcast and talk about travel for 5 hours straight with you guys, but
next time I would love to. But hey, with Come Online and even one of your lounge sessions, which we'll get to in a bit, we have a big focus on travel and connecting and learning more. Oh, here's a question. Krishy. So what is your so just to preface this question for everyone listening, Kelly she is actually the voice of our Come On Out English Instagram and has started making TikToks on the English language that are super entertaining. So check them out. But what is your process, Kelly?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think if you're making EFL TikToks in particular, you have to do something that doesn't take itself too seriously, but is also pretty clear and concise, just to get the point across. So, but I don't know. Maybe if Krishy has tips, I'm open to suggestions. Or not, or not.
No, well, what I said, yours are fantastic, and I think what you said is exactly right. And we try to do that in Come Online too. We have part of it having that atmosphere of super comfortable, super fun, sure, creating TikToks, sharing travel stories, and I think that fun element is super important in learning a language too. Come Online in Thailand.
Yeah, we can do that. I will volunteer to go to Thailand.
Yeah, now let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, thanks for taking one for the team, guys. You guys will volunteer to go there, so I don't have to.
Matt, you need people on the ground there. Me and Naho will talk to everyone.
That's true. You have the connections.
Develop connections.
Well, we would love more students to join Come Online from all over the world. That would make it a more global experience too. Yeah.
Okay, move on to the next question. We mentioned you helped our remote English camp last summer, and you created a curriculum for Come Online program. And what do you think is the most impactful about this experience for students and mentors?
For the remote camps in particular? I think the best part about the remote camps is that there's no power dynamic. It's a two-way process of the mentor and the student. So you really have this kind of collaborative relationship where you're teaching them things that you're passionate about, and then they're kind of engaging with you and then opening up about things that they're passionate about, and then you can make those connections, which is always really rewarding. So yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not sure if anyone had brought that up yet, and I too think that's so important because it's not like a typical ESL classroom where the teacher's talking at the students and saying, here's the grammar, here's this. No, we're all collaborating, we're working together, being creative together, having fun together.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like a very special element of Come On Out because it offers students such a great and potentially rare, depending on what type of experience you've had with EFL, opportunity to really take full advantage of English in a casual setting, or not casual, but English in a setting where you kind of feel you're uninhibited and you feel free to airs and bring up anything that you want to talk about. I had some really cool conversations during after the remote camp when we had the Remo open lounge session. So I had some really interesting conversations with students afterwards, and we talked about quite a big range of things. So it was great.
Yeah. And you said, maybe it's rare for some people or other people. I'll just jump in and say Come Online is unlike any program you've ever done, students.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks for sharing. And actually, you just mentioned the lounge. I think Naho has a final question about that as well.
Yeah, you did some wonderful session at Limo, Minkowa, and I think you had 3 presentation in workshop. I think one is remote learning, and second education empowerment, and backpacking, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, and all of them are really awesome, and I think all the students enjoy your session. Could you talk a little bit about them?
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about one in particular?
I guess we already talked about remote learning a bit, and obviously that's super important in our camp, so we'll get to that. But either or the other, the education empowerment one or backpacking.
Yeah, I mean, I could just summarize both of them briefly. The education empowerment one just kind of specifically is looking at how it's very self-explanatory. Oh yeah, true, Robert, true. But yeah, it's basically just looking at how certain initiatives and really small scale things that in the developed world we don't think twice about can really impact a woman or young woman or girl's access to education, and just thinking about different ways this can kind of create a more equitable future for not just them, for everybody. And then the backpacking one is also very self-explanatory. I just feel like I just had to throw in a little, backpacking 101 advice on how to travel and save money on a budget, and how to make the most out of your trip. So yeah,
I mean, it was helpful in that way too, being a fellow backpacker. But I will say, Naho and I and the rest of the team in your discussions on that, I thought was really awesome was your asking everyone what their travel philosophy is, and you gave those list of books by famous travelers or travel writers or people, and everyone had different answers, which was so cool.
I like that. I think the most popular answer was Anthony Bourdain's, which was always drink with the locals.
Yeah.
So it's a good philosophy.
Yeah, I think Naho, did you pick that one as well?
Of course.
Yeah, me too.
Naho knows.
Yeah, even if you don't drink, it just the atmosphere of going out and exactly. Experiencing and chatting with locals.
Drinking doesn't necessarily imply alcoholic. Drink
do what the people there do and do it with them.
But I really like that part that you introduced some philosophy regarding to travel. It's like a self-assessment. We cannot travel now, but
because I think it's always good to kind of be very intentional with your travel, however, even if it's trivial in some ways. So it's always good to kind of introspect about that.
Oh yeah, and I think it had like Naho said, a lot of people thinking deeply about it. And I'll be honest, I stole your slide and used it in other discussions.
But it's not stealing, it's just, go for it.
Well, it's so interesting, and everyone, like, that one was the most popular, but people had different opinions on travel and why they do it, what motivates them, and I think it's an important part, like you said. And you know what? Just to summarize, Kelly's presentation, remote learning, education, empowerment, backpacking, is such a wide variety, and it kind of shows the balance of our program of talking about serious topics like education, empowerment, talking about relevant stuff, remote learning, but also super fun stuff like backpacking and what's your travel philosophy. So
and I mean, all the other interns too have created these amazingly niche presentations that are equally, they're so interesting. So it's like, if Matt's saying that mine are great and have range, just if you factor in every single intern's presentation, that's like, you really get some range there. So
oh, don't worry, Kelly, I give praise to everyone that comes on the show. That's the point of this. We have such an amazing team.
Okay, so all the English Lounge session is available. You can check the details on the Come Online webpage, and as well as crowdfunding. Please check it out. We added some English contribution gift, so please check. はい、クラウドファンディングやイングリッシュラウンジのセッションの詳細は、リンクを貼っておりますので、そちらからぜひ詳細を、ご覧ください。So, Kelly, thank you for joining today.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm very excited to work on the Come Online program in Thailand. So,
Me too now.
yeah, let's start.
You heard it here first.
Okay, as for Come On Radio, we next podcast is
Next
Thursday, no?
Next Tuesday.
Okay, yeah,
Tuesday
next
morning, JS.
Tuesday morning. Okay. I'm gonna update info on Facebook page again. All right.
Thank you, Kelly. I think you're the first person to go over 20 minutes, so you must have had an interesting.
Sorry, my bad. Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Or whatever time it is there.
Yeah.
Bye.